Till you talk.
What's happening, YouTube? It's your boy K Mega 405 live from the 405. Well, I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. And always remember, when you want to get your gaming content, go check out WeGameHere.com. Now, your boy got a special announcement. I'm also with Intro Media Gaming, so go check out those guys out there at IntroMediaGaming.com. And the names that are with that, with your boys with, is showing up the Shogun of Gaming. You got Mr. 100. You got the First Lady of Xbox herself, DeLeon247. You got my boy Cyclonus245. And then you got the Pothead Gamer himself, Infrared Beam. So I'm glad to be a part of both groups. Go check out both websites, man. And, you know, that's, again, WeGameHere.com and IntroMediaGaming.com. You know what I'm saying? So go check out my people. And, man, it's all about gaming. You know what I'm saying? It's all about love from the PC to the PlayStation 4 to the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about, gamers. Also, your boy is going to be doing a weekly video called Weekly Fail, which is going to show me just getting annihilated by other online players, which and other YouTubers that I'll challenge, but that most likely probably won't be fail because I'll probably dominate them. But others, just when you have a bad week, you might have a bad couple of days where you just get your head beat in, and I think that'll be a fun little added thing on the channel. Just 3-4 minutes of just seeing me getting slaughtered, which nobody likes, but it happens, and that's a part of gaming. So look out for that. But my video is aimed today to the pony, and I know you guys don't ever really hear me say that word because I kind of try to walk that tight line because I have a long, rich relationship with PlayStation. I have a love for PlayStation. You'll never hear me say on this channel that the PlayStation's dog shit or that it's a sorry-ass system, because I don't think it is. I think it's a good system for what it is, but that is what the problem is for what the system is. It can be so much more. And you're a lifelong gamer like I am, and what I mean by lifelong gamer is that I've been gaming since the Atari days. I was, 5? You know what I'm saying? When the Atari first was introduced to my home, the Atari 2600. And I've been gaming ever since. And when PlayStation first came out, it was innovation. It was innovative. It had everything that anybody would want at that time for something that was futuristic. Dang, you playing with CDs and not cartridges, and man, these CG trailers and these games. That's why the PlayStation 1 is one of my favorite systems of all time. Which also is included the Dreamcast, the NES, and the original Xbox. And that's my lineup. Now, what the problem with what the ponies are is that they're trying to address that this system, that the PlayStation 4 is the gaming mecca, that it is the stand all end all, and it's not. When it comes down to conversations, the first thing that somebody talks about is about sales, which is garbage. Because, if you really want to talk about sales, let's go back to last generation and see how the Wii did. The Wii did fantastic in sales, but does anybody talk about the Wii? No. Everyone knows who was the king of last generation, which was the Xbox 360. Doesn't matter about how the sales climbed to the PlayStation 3. Nobody really cared about the PlayStation 3. It was all about the 360. So this generation, I have no problem if anybody has their preference as the PlayStation 4. That's not the people I'm talking to. I'm talking to the ones that constantly try to give the BS thinking that everything that the PlayStation brings out is gold, and it's not. Their content sucks. They screw over their customers. That's why I have a problem with Sony. Not so much as PlayStation, but Sony. They want to change. And they want to change the whole infrastructure of what the PlayStation was all about, which was about their AAA titles and their AA titles, and just their games in general. PlayStation had those kooky games, and then they had those cool big budget games. You don't see too much of that. They spent their money on these exclusives. They sold their soul to the devil, and you guys are running right behind them like cattle, jumping right off the cliffs. While they keep sending money the competitors over here doing everything that what the PlayStation was known to do, was to innovate and bring something new and fresh to gaming and make gaming go forward. You guys are progressing backwards with this logic that the PlayStation 4 is the gaming console of this generation. That's bullshit. It's not. You know, now there's no question that this is a pro Xbox channel. But do not get it twisted. I am a PlayStation fan. Always have been, always will be. I'm a Nintendo fan. Always have, always will be. But that doesn't mean that I'll have to buy a PlayStation 4 if the PlayStation 4 doesn't come with the content of games. I'll finally get one here at the end of this year because the content is coming next year. Fine. When Nintendo comes and proves to me that they're willing to step to the plate and do something, I'll be glad to play Mario and Zelda and Metroid again. Have no problem with that. But I'm not going to spend my money and waste my time and let these game systems collect dust if they're not going to bring me something that is progressive for the future of gaming. Something that Microsoft is definitely doing. This whole year, they have killed it. They have made these statements back when the Xbox first came out, when at that time the Xbox was inferior to the PlayStation 4. The X1 was an inferior system when it launched. Only thing that the X1 had better was the game lineup. That's it. But when it came to the 1080p and all that, you know, even though I don't care about resolution, which is also funny to me because people are trying to be like PC tech heads when only we all want to do is just play games and enjoy them. And most of us have 1080p televisions, you know, so it really, on 4K televisions and, you know, whatever. So it doesn't matter because things can be upscale. That's why you don't see the difference. So the logic behind some of the games that is being brought to my attention, like I brought up that game, Dragon Quest Builders. Nobody's gonna play that. That game might not even come to the US, and countless other games. I talked about how I'm excited about Attack on Titan, but that game ain't for everybody. People ain't gonna go in droves and buy that. And then the VR situation. They have pumped so much money into VR and in third party that they are screwing over the PlayStation fans for what the PlayStation fans truly want. That's why that boy Zobi sit there and brought up that situation. You know, I think that video was sincere. I know he trolls on everything, but I think he was sincere because he is a diehard PlayStation fan and he loves those JRPGs and all those type of games. They're not saying that they're not coming with anything, but they aren't coming with what we were expecting for the true greatness Xbox is bringing. So yeah, I'm probably going to give me a PlayStation 4, but let me be clear. We don't know if we're going to get all these games because I said that we were going to get these games next year. We're going to get the content that we've been promised. But again, just like Persona 5, these games are being pushed on purpose because they want to spread it out and they want to make people feel that they're getting more bang for their buck because they get these indies and then they get all these games that's supposed to be hype with the third parties and then with No Man's Sky. And let me just get into that little point real fast. Look, if you guys really do think that paying a AAA price for an indie that didn't even break over $1 million to make, or let's just say hypothetically that they spent like $2 million for the game. Do you really think it's worth $60 or more? And it's not going to have any more of the content that a true AAA has, like for The Witcher or for Dragon Age Inquisition. You know, I'm not understanding this logic. You know, you can argue me down and say, well, this is one of those niche games. This type of those games that is not for everybody. I can understand that, but what I don't understand is why are you defending paying $60 or more for a game that is an indie. There's a reason why they're called indies. There's a reason why these games, the games from last generation were the arcade games. The highest they're supposed to be is $20. I can see a game with this type of scale of size could be maybe 25, 30 at the most, but more? That's just gouging. And again, you guys are just following behind it and just saying that this is the great thing, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. And you can have it. Because I find it to be bullshit, and I'm not going to partake into it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that people will be fascinated with that type of game, but then again, it's only going to be one of those games that doesn't give all the content that you expect, that you think. All these planets are not going to look different. All these animals are not going to look different. All these guns, it's not going to be full customization. Your ship will only be customizable for so much. You might have updates in all this to make the game feel newer and fresher, but the game is still going to be an indie at the end of the day, and you shouldn't have to pay that type of price for that. But anyway, I digress. This is your boy K Mega 405. Like, subscribe, definitely comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about everything that I said, because I had to go in because it just makes no sense to me why so many people want to try to give this system, the PlayStation 4, all the praise when the true system that should get the praise is still being hindered and talked down about because of the mistakes that they made in 2013. Anyway, this is your boy K Mega 405. God bless. Everybody have a great weekend. Peace.
With a funky swag, I got a funky style with a funky swag. I bought the funky Nikes, got the hat to match. I bought the funky Nikes, got the hat to match. I got a funky style with a funky swag. I got a funky style with a funky swag. And when I kill 'em with the